you gorgeous one? There you are. There you are. Evelina is now 4 months old today. It is the 22nd of April. She was born 22nd of December, and we had a minute to jump on and tell you guys how it is going with her. 4 months does seem like it's gone kind of quickly, but the first 3 months, to be honest, were just all consumed by her colic. She had such bad colic. I'd heard of colic before and I kind of thought, God, that sounds bad. But until I went through it, I didn't realise quite how bad it was. That's why I haven't done like a 2 or 3 month update, because I've just been flat out holding her while she's just been crying. I have done a collaboration blog for Channel Mum all about colic, which I will link below, where I asked advice from all the girls who'd gone through it before, because you just don't know what to do. It's just really, really dark days. But we are all over it now. It just kind of gradually, she started crying less and less and less in the evenings. And I think it stopped at around 8-9 weeks when we started putting her upstairs to bed. She sort of fell into that routine then quite well. So yeah, colic is a total nightmare. It's just basically like being yelled at by somebody you love so much and you're trying to help for hours. That's how I felt, just emotionally drained and exhausted, and I had really low moments just thinking, I just can't do this. I shouldn't have had another baby. It's just so difficult. We're just kind of coming back out now to like getting the boys back into a decent routine and all of that stuff, because they were pretty much like iPadded for a few weeks, because I was just like, I'm just having to deal with her. Didn't we? But you're all better now. It was just very much her tummy. So we saw the cranial osteopath quite a lot, who helped. That was good. It really worked for her. I did the same with the boys, and because she was lying transverse in the pregnancy, and then because she was a back-to-back labour, there's a theory that, you know, they're just very tense. They're holding tension from the position they were in. So that helped a lot. So in terms of feeding, I'm still breastfeeding. I have had problems with an oversupply of breast milk. So I just had so much milk at the beginning. It was really hard. She was gagging and choking. And yeah, it was hard, wasn't it, sweet? It was. Telling everyone, telling all your mates. It was hard, wasn't it? But we're still breastfeeding, we're managing, and I'm just exclusively breastfeeding on my left hand side, and I've been doing that probably since 2 months. So basically my right hand side doesn't produce milk at all anymore. She always preferred the left hand side, and so did my son Finn, and I exclusively breastfed him off the left hand side for the last few months of breastfeeding him. And then with her it's happened a bit earlier that I've gone that way, but it works for me, and it's evened out the supply. So there's quite a good supply and demand going on now, but I am super sore at the moment because, as you can tell, she's teething. I just couldn't believe it. She's only 4 months today, and she's been teething probably for like 3 weeks. So I knew she was teething because, yeah, it really hurts. Really hurts. It does. You can basically just see the gums have come up very hard, and she's putting her fingers in her mouth and chomping on them. The first few weeks she hasn't been too upset by it, but she's starting to get upset now. So we're basically using the teething granules. So these are chamomilla, and they're 6C. I use those with her and they calm her right down. You can actually see a homeopath and get a much stronger, I don't know what the C stands for, but you can get a much stronger dose basically from a homeopath, and that's what I did with Finn, which was great. So I might think about doing that now, because she's starting to really struggle with it. I've just ordered her a kind of teething mitten that they wear on their hands, can chomp on, because it's really not fair, is it, my little sweetie? It's really not fair, and she's giving me quite a few big old, using me as a bit of a teether, my old boob, aren't you? Yeah, and getting a bit dribbly. I know, I feel sorry for you, sweetheart. It's the worst bit, when the teeth are just moving around and the gums getting ready. When they come through, it won't be so bad, and that won't be for a while yet. So that's really bothering us at the moment. So I'm just using the Lancino nipple cream, and I also have some multi-mam compresses. I don't have them to hand, but I'm wearing one. They're amazing. They're about £10 from Boots, but they are incredible. If you're really sore, pop them in your bra. They're like little pads, and they last for a few hours and just really heal, and you don't need to wipe anything off before you feed. I also randomly used this when she got a bit of cradle cap. I sort of was putting creams on, oils on, and I suddenly thought, maybe I'll put this on, put it all over her cradle cap, which was just at the front here, and then sort of rubbed it off in the bath, and it all came off. So I don't know why, but yeah, it worked. It worked. Her skin has been so much nicer than the boys. We totally dodged baby acne, and they normally get that around 6 to 8 weeks, and the boys were just covered, like proper teenage spots came up. Somehow we totally avoided it with her. I think it's hormonal, so I don't know if that was something to do with my hormones and hers matching. Don't know why, but I have been looking after her skin a lot, because Finn has really bad eczema as well, and he started it at around 4 months. I'm hoping she doesn't have that. She hasn't shown any signs of maybe getting it. She does get dry skin, particularly on her legs and on her face. I'm using the Evelina baby range, so it's kind of oat based, which is very good for children and babies with sensitive skin. The baby range has got a blue, but I have also used just the normal range on her, but we use as a family. We've been starting to do some activities together, haven't we? We go to baby swim, don't we? And what do you do at baby swim? Do you have a good time? No. Cries. So it's basically swimming for a couple of minutes and then breastfeeding in the shallow end in my swimming costume, which is exactly what you want to do when you've just had a baby, isn't it, Evelina? There are other babies there her age. I don't think it's the age, I think it's just her. She's very sensitive. She's really sensitive little one. She cries a lot, and I'm a sensitive person, so I wonder if you get that from me, hey? Yeah. Oh. She's just feeling a little bit cranky because she has had immunisations this week. Oh, and that was a bit of wind. So we had her first immunisations. I was really late with it. It was supposed to start much earlier, but I booked it, and during the colicky phase I just couldn't face putting anything else on us at the time. I couldn't. And then oh sorry, you want to face the camera, do you? There you go. Doing her own little vlog behind me. And then I made an appointment which I just forgot and missed, because with 3 kids that's happening a lot. So we just went this week. She had them. She's been all right, but she's been a little bit more unsettled. So she has had some cowpole. The other thing she's started to have is she has taken a bottle. So I wanted to make sure she could take a bottle earlier rather than later, because I have heard if you leave it too late, they could not want to take it if they're too attached. So I did it around the end of February, so she would have been about 2.5 months. And I bought some special bottles that are supposed to be really good for combination feeding. Munchkin Latch, and I watched a review on Channel Mum about these when I was pregnant, and they're different from normal bottles because, you're very into this, aren't you now, Evelina? Because the teat basically moves a lot more than a normal one. It kind of is very spongy and can move around like a boob would, and I just found it really good to have that backup if anything should kind of happen. And I also had 1 night out and 1 night off when she was at home with me with Henrik, but it was my birthday, so I had more than 1 glass of wine, let's just say. And she could have some bottles of express breast milk, but she's also had Atmil as well. So she's had her first flight. We went over to Sweden and met all the Swedish family, didn't we, Evelina? Which was so nice. So all of the vlogs before this one are all days in the life of our time in Sweden. Do check them out, because it was such a lovely time, and it was deep snow, and you get to see what our life is like over there where my husband is from. So that was really nice. She was not great on the flight. She cried so much on the way out. She was loads better on the way back, actually. So I feel a bit more reassured that we could do it again. But it was hard, and especially because I was sat with her, my husband was over the aisle with Finn. I was sat with her and Freddie, who's my 7-year-old. I think people thought I was alone as well, and I felt people were staring at me. But I think people just want to help out, but they end up looking at you. So she's doing really well. I'm not too sure what she weighs, but she's not that big. She's only just gone into size 2 nappies like this week, and she's only just gone up to age 3 to 6 month old clothes. So she's not huge. Whereas the boys, I remember, were always sort of a bit bigger than the sort of average. So it's fun shopping for her now. I've started to kind of feel like I have a little girl. The first 3 months you don't really notice any difference. I still don't massively notice a difference, I think, when she's a bit older. But yeah, we've done some girly shopping and things, which has been nice. So yeah, she's feeling a little bit more like a baba girl now, aren't you? Mummy's little girly. In terms of me, I'm doing really, really well. I'm sort of definitely getting back into a rhythm now of being a mum of 3, lots more days out, and trying to do 1 day out, 1 day in still, so that I'm kind of not putting too much pressure on myself to be out and about, because it is kind of quite demanding with the 3 of them to find something they all like doing as well, because one's 7, one's 3, she's a newborn, she's not great in her buggy either. She's really good at night sleeping, but she barely naps. She can literally go all day without hardly napping, and she's not going to just automatically fall asleep in her buggy, so I'm quite often to be found carrying her while pushing a buggy with a toddler who's often got a scooter that he doesn't want to go on, and just basically looking like a harassed person. So getting out and about is kind of tough, but we do it a lot, I guess. We're on the bus a lot. It has been okay. She's often down at the playground, and she likes the sort of the busyness and the noise. I've been feeling so much better now. The bleeding has stopped. No more health problems. At the beginning I had sort of felt like one thing after another. But no, that's all been absolutely fine now. I've started to have my period. I've got my 2nd period now, so they've come quite quickly. But I remember when I was breastfeeding Finn, the same thing happened to me. So I don't know if for me breastfeeding does something like kickstarts that hormone. Something I didn't realise was that she really kind of seemed to go off my breast milk during my period, and also my supply lowered a lot, which kind of helped my oversupply. But it was really interesting, I didn't realise, and I read up on it and they said they can kind of go off it. So it was a struggle to keep going during that, and now I've got it and she's kind of a little bit more fussy. Aren't you, Pops? She's starting to get really strong. She can lift her head up now off like a pillow if I pop her down. So she hates lying flat, absolutely hates it, wants to be looking around everything. So I'm desperately trying to buy some different things. So you sort of always at that stage, don't you, your baby goes up a few weeks and you're desperate to buy all the gear, you get it all, and then they grow again and you buy it all again. But maybe like one of those donut things that she can sit up in. I had one of those with Finn. I wonder if I've got it anywhere. Or like a baby Bjorn seat where she's more upright, because the baby playmats and lying down is not her fave at the moment. But yes, that is Evelina's 4-month update. Dribbly chops. You dribbly chops? If you have any questions, you can pop them below on how feeding is going, anything about Colic. I know how difficult it is. I've done a whole sleep vlog, which I will link in the comments below, so you can go check out how her sleep is going. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you would like to subscribe, that just means you're following us, and we'll be doing loads of day in the life and newborn tips and tricks. It would mean loads to us. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. So bye! You're not going to be 5 months in the next video. That's crazy.